At this time, I would like to acknowledge and thank our student musicians, Victor, Brett, and Jacob. If we can have a round of applause. Want to make sure that those in the class of 2014 are finding inspiration that you will be the musicians for next year's class, we hope. Congratulations, class of 2014. Give yourself a big round of applause. Let's go, make noise. That's it. Dr. Baum and I were saying how you guys really learned very quickly to make noise, and we're very happy about that. We can only imagine what graduation is going to sound like. But on a more serious note, we applaud class of 2014, your decision of committing yourselves to the service of others, and are thrilled that you'll be receiving your medical education at Einstein. We plan to lead you on your journey that we spoke about at orientation to become physicians, and we'll celebrate the major milestones with you. Orientation was held over the course of 3 days last week, and this ceremony marks the conclusion of your orientation week, the true beginning of medical school, and time to hit the books. Families, that's the actual message for you, so that you understand when they say, I really can't come home, I have to study, or I have a big exam, or I need to be in a study group. Medical school really is a long and tough journey. Well worth it, but they're serious. We can write notes if you don't believe them. Today's On Becoming a Physician ceremony is the formal celebration with family, friends, and new colleagues to mark the beginning of your professional journey with all the responsibilities and joys that medicine will bring, and to symbolically welcome you to the medical profession. The class of 2014 actually began its journey, the journey of a lifetime, the journey on becoming a physician, last Monday at orientation. Over the next 4 years, each member of the class will need to acquire an enormous knowledge base, develop expertise in technical and ethical reasoning, and become proficient at a variety of technical skills. Underlying these essential components of a medical education, each student will also need to develop a professional identity. At Einstein, we believe that professional identity is a critical factor in driving students to maintain standards of excellence in patient care and research. In order to initiate this process, for the first time in our school's history, we challenged our incoming first-year students to write an oath of professionalism. We wanted them to learn to work together as a team from the outset of medical school, to think and talk about the attributes they already have or will need to develop in order to become what in their view is the ideal physician. We think that the creation of such an oath will help provide a moral framework for our students from the start, offering a mechanism for them to declare a commitment to patient welfare beyond self-interest. I'm happy to say that the class rose to the occasion and exceeded all of our expectations. They created their own oath in a very short period of time and impressed us with how well they worked together and incorporated key values. The class will have the opportunity to revisit and revise this oath at certain milestones during their medical education as part of the continuum of their training. Class of 2014, in a moment you'll be reciting your oath, the one that your class has written. Once you complete the basic science courses and before you begin your daily work with patients on the clerkships, you will read the prayer of Maimonides at the transition ceremony. There will be other ceremonies along the way, such as Scrubs Day and the Alumni Stethoscope event, all leading you ultimately to graduation, at which time you will recite the Oath of Geneva and again read the prayer of Maimonides. Your class will, as I mentioned, have the opportunity to revisit the oath that you created during orientation along this journey. I would like to acknowledge and thank all of the faculty who participated in orientation, many of whom are in the audience. You might want to give them a round of applause, please. They gave of their own time to facilitate the small group sessions and help our new students begin to develop their own professional identities. In particular, I would like to note Dr. Elizabeth Kitzes, who is our Director of Bioethics Education, who really spearheaded and led this initiative, and a very special warm round of applause for Liz. It was at least a year and a half, maybe even 2 years ago, that we started thinking about this whole idea, and you really made it happen. And in a moment, you'll be hearing the oath that the students created. The students, you all have copies of the oath. If anyone in the audience would like a copy as you leave the auditorium this evening, we can give you one. I'm delighted to lead the class in your oath. It is truly your oath, the one you have written it. We did not change anything. And I ask that the members of the class of 2014 please rise, and you'll be repeating each sentence after me. Okay. As a medical student, I will strive to serve my patients and society with compassion and altruism. I will demonstrate integrity in all my endeavors, conduct myself honestly, and account for my mistakes. I will have the courage and humility to recognize my own limitations and the limitations of my profession. I will live with balance between my personal and professional lives. I will maintain self-awareness and do my utmost to take excellent care of myself through physical, mental, or spiritual means. I will care for patients with empathy, composure, and respect. I will establish trust and effective communication with my patients. I will treat patients and society with social and cultural sensitivity. I will advocate for superior care regardless of limited resources. As a medical student, I consider myself part of a community of healers and professionals that participates in a life of learning and teaching. I understand the collaborative nature of our field and will work with other physicians to provide the best care possible. I will dedicate myself to innovation in the art of medicine for the benefit of humanity. Congratulations, class of 2014.